Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. Yesterday we set all of this production scrap recycling up, so each scrap item in the array of scrap possibilities here has its own little array of recycling. That was a pretty good accomplishment yesterday. Yes, in yesterday's stream. So everything is still getting processed. It's going to take a bit of time for it all to get cycled through and dealt with. I think we might have a little bit of a low amount of water. Yes, we do. So I think we need to put a little bit more water into this system. Not too much though, because I don't want to starve it out, or I don't want to fill it up too full. Although we could just put some tanks on it and let it be a buffer. That should be good right there. Maybe a little more sulfuric acid too. The recycling is all closed loop, which is kind of nice, or at least it looks like it's all closed loop. Everything you recycle consumes a little bit of water and a little bit of sulfuric acid. And then once you process that dirty water that comes out of it, wastewater that comes out of each recycled item, once you process that, which we're doing down here, one of three different ways, we can process it into using military intel scrap or up here, or just plain ammo scrap. We can process those items into some outputs, including sulfuric acid and water, or we can just process the wastewater into this scrap and then the same outputs. Hey Sydney, welcome. So we set all of that up last time. I left this side empty, partially because I'm not sure how much these will actually need to be extended once we get to the point of kind of stability with this. This is hours and hours, well not hours and hours, but several hours worth of play of collecting up the scrap items and trying to wait for it to get processed through and out. I realized something just now. I'm smelting. Oh no, I did. Okay. I thought that I was smelting this stuff and not dealing with the possibility that it's going to scrap. But I am. Sort of. Only sort of. I forgot to deal with it this way. That could be part of the problem. Okay. So we'll just throw that way. At the end of this last stream, we decided that we were only going to deal with 2 belts from each direction here. I'm just going to go ahead and put that in, because we can only handle 4 belts in this loop anyway, so having 2 belts coming from the east, which is coming from things like the mall, and all the smelting, and green circuits, we need to deal with this next, very soon. And then having 2 belts coming from the west that's dealing with basically the rest of the base, which is pretty small at this point. It's just red and green science and a barely started military science from 2 streams ago, which we're going to work on today. But we need to go clean up that scrap first. Or the scrap belts here first. So these go, and I think I will put a splitter in here just to make sure that everything gets taken care of properly. And we're right out of nanobots again. Alright, let's go. I should have topped myself off before the stream, but I was running a little bit late this evening. So I just kind of made it in here and got everything set up and ready to go just a few minutes before I started. Nanobots. We did collect a little bit of scrap again on ourselves, which I do have a chest here for adding that back into the system. Mostly when I was dumping a lot in. I'm not sure how much is left on this end of the scrap bus, though. There could be quite a bit down here, so we're going to have to deal with that somehow. Or there could be just about none. One can never really tell. And I actually should have that other belt in here. Oh, let's back that down a little bit, just because we're going to have another one here. Put that other belt in. Oh, actually, apparently I set it up pretty well here. We just need to deal with these two boxes, but I set it up pretty well here to manage everything without even thinking about it. That's pretty good. This should be the last of the scrap that we're dealing with right here, I think. So we'll just clean this stuff out. Some power in here. Clean some more stuff out. Should just go pick all this up and then let it circulate. Or offload it into there. We left a lot of these items on the ground at the beginning of the last stream because I was a little bit crazy and came down here with a bunch of supplies and forgot that I needed to pick up a bunch of coal and everything, so we just dumped everything on the ground. And decided we'd pick it up later. Well, later is now. That's that past Wally again. We talked about him yesterday. These are garbage. Here. Actually, these are all garbage. That's good. Okay. Oh, move too fast. Oops, too much. Too much. Right. We can move that. How are you doing here? Wow. Okay. Well, let's get rid of some of this scrap. Still a lot of coal to deal. Oh, I know I can deal with coal. All done. That's why I like even distribution. Okay, that should help out a little bit. 2 inserters are never going to fill up half a belt anyway, so it'll be fine there. I'll just let that go. We'll come back. We'll be back down here again at some point. We can clean that up. So these should have been here. There we go. Okay, so now we're pretty much dealing with all of the scrap properly. We'll just let this continue to run because there's still a lot of stuff circulating here. Mostly it's iron plates, it looks like, or scrap iron plates and scrap copper plates, just because the base is not using anything. So actually that's one thing we could do real fast here, is just start up some science. I don't really care what it looks like at this point, as long as it's red and green, just to get the base using some materials. And oh, so at last minute sort of recommendation this afternoon, I installed Disco Science. So once it gets a little bit darker in here, we can actually see what this looks like. But it should look pretty good. Right now we're only processing red, so we can only see the red. And once it gets dark, it'll look even better. One of the things we talked about at the end of the last stream was processing this generic scrap. Let me just slide down here. This generic scrap here, it can be used to make grenades here. And so I think I'm going to do that. So this, yeah, I'll switch back over there now that we're doing red-green. You'll see the green as well. So the grenade recipe is 10 coal and 25 scrap. And the regular grenade recipe is 10 coal and 5 iron plate. The other cool thing is this, if we use this grenade recipe, it doesn't actually produce any scrap. It just produces... Oh, you know what? I just noticed something. This is called a scrap grenade. This isn't going to work. This is only used for punishing the biters, and we don't have biters. So we can't use these for science. That's unfortunate, because this is just grenade. These are scrap grenades. Okay, well that's not going to work. So let's take this back out. The idea that I had was to have the standard. I think it's 10, 8. Have the standard 8 grenade assemblers, and then have 8 more scrap grenade assemblers up here that would, since they were going first in the line, they would be consumed first, or they would get on the belt first, and then these would never run unless we ran out of... Yeah, the whole mod is full of unknown key stuff. I think it's just because they're splitting... Let's see, go here. Because they're splitting everything into 2 products, so it's messing with some of the recipes, although not all the recipes, which is weird. But yeah, the whole mod is full of those. I'm not sure why that is, but it still functions, so I'm not worrying about it. So we'll just have to use the regular old grenade recipe here, and we'll end up having to deal with that scraps in another way. And I think the other way is to, let's double check this one, it's just to make solid fuel out of it. This is the same solid fuel as these solid fuels, so we should be fine substituting that in for solid fuel when we need it for blue science. And then we can also use it to make rocket fuel for the rocket. So we have one of these belts is coal, the other one is iron. So we'll go ahead and hook that up. I'm being a little bit generous here on my belt counts. Oh, the other thing I forgot was my minibus, my science minibus here. In order to pass the science back through to the labs, I'm going to put that in. Okay. And there I go, not drawing straight lines. I think I'll do the iron here just because I already put this one in. Get down here to the coal belt. But it doesn't matter because it uses roughly the same amount of materials. Actually uses half as many, but we're putting a full belt there anyway, so it doesn't matter. Alright, we have coal, we have iron. I should deal with this scrap before it causes a problem. Let's see. Down here. Thank you, bots. I really should have. Alright. Stones. I don't like stones. Run on the belts, Wally. Run on the belts. Draw straight lines. I don't know how many of these we're actually going to really need to have the mergers versus just letting it dump on one side of the belt. It probably doesn't really need to have the mergers, but just to be safe, keep things balanced. I could put a balancer in. Whoa, that's too much. Hold on. No, you don't need to put good stuff in there. Uh-oh. Okay, well, we'll find that stuff later. When whole belt is otherwise empty, hopefully. Wow, we tore through that research. Let's start a few more. Oh, I need to go show the disco action. So, yeah, that's why it went so fast. We had so much belt storage here. So you can see now that we're doing a red-green, you can see both the colors, which is kind of cool. Okay, so we need to double this assembly, because we need 8 of these. I missed a belt, but that's okay. Yeah, exactly. Future Wallet can deal with it. Alright, so other than that, Gray Science needs walls. And for the walls, we need to have one assembler, which is easy. However, this is going to output some scrap stone, so we need to be a little bit careful how we do this. I think I'm just going to go all the way up here with it. How do I want to handle this? Let's go out. No. So we're going to need a lot of stone bricks coming into this eventually. I think it's already a half of a yellow belt with blue machines at this rate. It looked like it was just pipes, so it'll be fine. Just a few pipes. So I think if we bring in a yellow belt and use... I think I've previously used 3 inserters. Output belt for science here. The walls can go here. I just need to deal with the scrap, and I can actually deal with the scrap by doing that. That might just work. Let's do this way. Plan for 3 inserters. I don't know that I actually need 3, but it doesn't hurt. Military. I'll do 2 outputs there. Oops, I need to use these. These are going to handle walls, military, and the scrap stone, which is here. Then we need 10 machines actually making the gray science. That works there. This will be a scrap belt coming out. This will be a science belt. And we have inserts. Nope. I've already messed this up good. Well, not good, but not bad. This needs to go here, because this needs to go here. And red's going out. We need 10 of these. Okay. I need to deal with bringing in some stone. Of course, the power pole is right there. Nope, stone's right here. And I think, since this belt is only going to contain the regular stone scrap, I can just merge it in with that regular stone belt and not take it all the way back to the scrap reprocessing. And, oops, you don't want to do that. Let's see, 2. Because that's more of a hassle than it needs to be. We'll do input from the right, priority, because that stone's going to get brought in to purple science right after this. So that'll be a real good use of, or not right after, I mean, blue science is next, but right after that, or soon after that. Alrighty, thanks for stopping by, Sydney. So we're going to have to deal with some scrap on this belt, the military intel scrap. And we're also going to have to deal with engine scrap and circuit scrap. So we'll deal with that in a little bit. Blue is going to need 2 input belts, just like gray did, because we have 3 products coming in. Out of blue inserters already. Did I run out before I got to the end? I think I did. And I'll need some more reds too. And we're getting low on belt stuff too, so we might as well fill that up. Lots of those, some of those. Let's go a bunch more of those. And we'll do all of those. More research. And that'll be the end of the red and green. So we'll have to soon get this belt moving. So we'll have an input belt here and an input belt here. And then an output there, just like that. I really like this new inserter sort of display, this vanilla feature, where it shows a little white box where the inserter is going to actually put the items into, and then when you hover over the belt, a white box on the inserters that actually put there. That's a really cool feature that I like that they added. For blue science, we need to calculate blue science. We need to produce 1.5 per second in blue machines. We don't have yellow machines yet. I think I will just belt in the solid field because we're making it already in the oil. So I'm not going to build an assembler for that. Let's build engines. Again, blue machines, thank you. And then we'll need a gear machine. I don't know what red assemblers are. So we need 2 pipes, 1 gear, and 20 engines. I've done this a couple of different ways. One way is to, let's see, we'll put 1. I need to move these a little bit different. Yes, I do. No, that can go like that, and then these just need to be 3 apart. It was 2 pipes. Pipes are here. Then gears are here. I don't remember if I want it on this side or on the other side. The engines use, there, steel and this stuff. They don't need much steel, so doesn't really matter which side I do this on, but I think I want to have the engines. So we use fewer engines and fewer solid fuel blocks than we use red circuits. So I want the engines and the solid fuel to merge together at some point down here. I'm not sure where. With the solid fuel coming in, like off the bus like that. So I need to actually move these over one block. Actually, I didn't need to move them over one block. Yeah, I actually didn't. Put them back. Because they can just go right in here. And then this can output there. So the pipes will be on the far side of the belt here, which is on the left side here. And then the pipes will also be on this belt, which will come into the inside here, the left side here. So they'll be on the same side of the belt going up to the engine makers as they are coming from down here. I'm actually going to move this down just a hair, just so that I can line machines up with, or line the engine assemblers up together with the blue science. I'm going to go ahead and put these just in a line, because I'm not that worried about this height. I'm just never going to touch this copper patch, basically. And that's fine. Alright, so, yep. No, I messed that up. These do have to move over. And I'll move these over too, because I want them to be lined up. I had it right in the first, well, the second time. In the second place. Okay, and then this will be a steel belt coming in here. Too far away now. And then we need inputs and outputs. And it's fine that all these engines were going to be on this far side of this belt, because we're going to side load it here anyways. Okay, we need 20 of these. That's 10. And that is really far up there. But it's okay. The yellow and purple are going to be up there as well, so. And we will remove Calidorn's friends, the trees. Because I don't like trees in my assemblies. Okay, this is steel coming in. Then we need to have an iron belt coming in. That's what I missed. That's okay. That's why these are staggered. I knew there was a reason why I put these in one. Don't think we... Why doesn't this reach anymore? I don't know. Okay. There's a reason. The reason why I put these in one is because I want the iron belt to come in right here. And then I don't have to do any squigglies or anything crazy. The other thing we need to deal with that we're not dealing with is iron scrap. Dang. Forgot about that. This is going to produce not much iron scrap. So, how do I want to deal with that? Well, I could... Well, first of all, I I could do it a couple different ways. And I think I'm going to do it this way. Let's make these be filter inserters. Pipes. Need to be a pipe inserter as well. And you need to be a gear inserter. So I could output everything onto this belt and then somehow filter the iron scrap off of this belt at some point in the future. Even if it went all the way to the end. I mean, that would be pretty crazy, but even if it did, I could do it, or I could just shift these down a little bit more and deal with it right in here someplace and process it off. The other option is to just do exactly what I'm doing here and just dump it out into a belt out here. And so that's what I'm going to do. I want to underground this and this. I normally would underground these, but I want to have... Actually, I want to move this down a little bit. I want to have the... I wanted to have this real tight up against it. Okay. So I think that's one of the two ways. That's the easiest ways to get rid of that scrap. Okay, let's bring this iron up here. I should put one of these in over here as well. Okay. Probably don't need that there either, but again, better safe than sorry. I see that the pipes and gears have already started going, and they're already producing some scrap, so that's good, I guess. Good that they're going. The scrap part is, well, part and parcel, I guess. Alrighty. This doesn't really need to be a full belt of steel, but I don't really worry about that normally. I just let it run. That was not quite the last. We had one more that probably was down here in the orange. Oh, we have a lot more actually. Now that we open that, nope, not that one. Now that we open that up with the extra gear here, we can actually do a few more. So we'll go ahead and let those process. Okay, so engines. As soon as the steel gets up here, engines will be running. We need to deal with the scrap coming off of the engines here. The engine scrap. So let's deal with that. Let's bring these down. We'll deal with that right here by forcing it to the right. And then we'll deal with that belt somehow, some other way. Saddle fuel will come in here. And it'll go up there with the good engines. Saddle fuel, yes. Okay. That's too far. Split and go. Disco, hey Peps. Welcome to the stream. Yep, they're going to town over there. Well, we just actually finished all the research that we can do at this point, so they're done for now. But that's fine. Just barely caught the last of the research. Out of undergrounds. Can I make just a few? Yeah, Let's make just 5 sets. And then I'll build this piece here. And then I'll run and get some more belty stuff. Well, I'm probably going to be only streaming for less than a half an hour, so that's good timing. So did you end up staying up, pulling an all-nighter, or did you get a little bit of rest? Ooh, good catch there. Alright, so we have engines. Look, there's a scrap engine. Fancy. A few of them there. Assuming there's a few down there as well. So the other thing I like to do with my Blue Science is I like to actually build the red circuit array here in the Blue Science assembly. That way I just have kind of a dedicated red circuit array for Blue Science, and I don't have to worry about, okay, well, so-and-so stealing too many red circuits off of the bus, and I need to come back here and make more for everything else. I mean, in the end, it doesn't really matter because it's still the same amount of green circuits and plastic and copper as anything else, but it works. Mining Space Industries. I remember seeing that one, but I've never actually played it. I've never actually seen it used. I just remember seeing of it. And I don't like biters, so the only mod that I think I would play with biters is the one that Catherine did back a ways with the where it changes the behaviors of the biters and stuff, or it gives you resources from the biters. Then obviously you have to play it, otherwise what would be the point of playing it without the biters? Alright, so we need a belt of, I already forgot, a half belt of green circuits and plastic, and then a half belt of copper on the inside of the belt so that I can put the wire on the outside. So what I do with that is, and we needed, I just forgot the number of machines too, 3 and 18, so that's 3 sets of 1x6. We can start this down here someplace, maybe even down here. Let's see, do I want to put that on the outside or the inside? 1, 2, 3. I'll put it on the outside. That's actually better for making turns and curves and stuff. Okay, so we'll have a belt of plastic and circuits coming up here. We'll have a belt here for copper, both coppers actually, and then we'll actually have the copper plates coming in on this belt here. So we need to make copper wire here, and 1, 2, red circuits here and here, and then an output belt going down like this, which will, well, I'm kind of stuck here either way, so maybe I will change that again. Let's take that belt out. Go ahead. We'll shift this over one again. Make this our output belt here, and our input belt here. Then I'll just underground a bit right in here. We'll split this, underground these as well, and we will split this here to deal with something. Yes, Alien Loot Economy, that's the one. Oh, that's interesting. I really don't usually use the item on ground, but I guess I would have to with that Alien Loot Economy mod, because that would be a nightmare. when you say automatically picks it up, you mean it just like magically vacuums it, or does it do something like creative with it? Because that would depend on whether I wanted to use it or not. Because I mean, I guess nanobots is a little bit cheaty, but something that just magically just makes things disappear, I'm not necessarily interested in. Right, so then this is going to have to output with a filter on it of, I believe it's, no, not those, these, because these produce the copper wire scrap, which I could deal with a couple of different ways again, and I think I will do it this way. Let's go like that. We will output this stuff here, and I'll have a spaghetti belt coming through here from the other arrays, like this. And then we'll just underground it. That's underground. That's not going to work, is it? Or is it? Yeah, I can make it work. I can make it work. Okay. I have to change this up a little bit, though. So in order to make it work, I need to actually input these here on the far end of the power pole. All right, let's put a power pole in here and get this party started. I don't like the flashing. This is going to make these guys. And then if we put these here for the output, and it's fine that they're on half the belt, we're only going to produce 2 1/4, so that's plenty. Put these here. That's 2 1/4, so that's plenty. We don't really need to worry about splitting it on 2 sides of the belt. If we ever crank this up far enough and we needed it on both sides of the belt, we'll just figure that out separately, another way. Okay, so I want to copy this because this one's kind of garbage because it's balanced a little bit differently than the actually we'll go ahead and put this in here. It's balanced a little bit differently because this one's the odd man out here. No, I'll leave that where it was, and put a belt in here because up here I need to do the same. Yeah, let's do that and reverse it. I think that'll work. We'll just have a squiggle belt there. This will be outputting to the left the good red circuits. Yep, which will go this way. Underground. Underground. And here. And then this will be the garbage that goes out to the bus. Okay. I think that works. So we need to do this one more time. So that's 1 to 6. And then we need to do this whole thing down to here. Careful with this. That's not going to work. Oh, I was out of space. Alright, that's fine. Just like that. And then one of these goes to there. I need one more of those now. This is why I wasn't so worried about having the engines be so long, because I knew the green circus was going to be long-ish anyway. Oh, I need underground here. I don't think I did that anywhere, did I? Underground there. And I had the one here already. Okay. So I think that's right. We'll learn soon enough. So we need that. This will be green circuits and plastic coming in. Let's bring in copper belt here. Wonder, do I care enough to merge? No, I don't think I care enough. Let's have 2 scrap belts going out. I mean, I could do it here. Yeah, let's do it here. Because I don't really want to deal with 2 scrap belts going all the way to the bus if I don't have to. So we'll just do it like that. Merge that in, deal with the scrap. You know what? Strike that. Let's put it the other way. And see why in a minute here. I had that right. Okay. This one is copper, so you can go on the inside of the belt. And I guess I could send the whole belt up there. Doesn't really matter. Oop, this is half green circuits here. Oh, too much, too much. And then that, and then this. Underground that. And then plastic is all the way down here. Let's do that. And then we'll put one of these in here just for later. The other steel belt when we need it. Alright, so we have a half belt of plastic, a half belt of green. Hopefully they're going all the way up. The copper, I forgot to connect one belt there, so we'll go fix that. I probably forgot on both times I pasted. Oh, we didn't finish building all of this. Chomp chomp go the trees, and we're out of assembly machines. Alright, we also need blue inserters. We're getting low on those. And we need to also extend the blue science once we have everything going. And hopefully we'll start using some of these other supplies. And nanos, we got plenty. Inserters, we need plenty. Oh, and blue machines. How many of those are we making? 100? That's good enough. Missing inserters. Lovely. Okay, so this looks like it's working. There are garbage circuits. How many do these produce? 12%. There's a lot of garbage circuits. Alright, so the reason that I did what I did here is because I actually want to move this out one more so that I can get it on the outside of all of this. If I'd run it down here, I'd be running up against this splitter, and I didn't want to have to run up against that splitter and stagger everything like I did have to do in the mall because I didn't plan everything properly there. Okay, so let's make sure everything's running here. Either green or yellow. I don't care which as long as it's not red. And, you know, this, technically, the wire from this machine can continue on all the way to the end, but I don't really care because once I'm producing or consuming everything I need for all the red circuits, it's going to really not matter a whole lot. All right, so we need a lot of these. I forgot how many. 24. If I had started these just a little lower, I could put 2 more in down here. Actually, I do have enough room for 2 more down here. Let's put 2 more in down here just so that we make good use of our space. There you go. So that's 6, 8. $24. And that worked out really well. Like, disturbingly so. That they lined up exactly with the engines, and I forgot a belt. Excellent. While we're up here, we can trim these ends out of red inserters. Make a few. There you go. Alrighty. Those are all getting stuff now. So now we need to deal with all the scrap. We have engine scrap, circuit scrap, and this military intel scrap? Was that what that was called? Yeah, military intel scrap. So we have 3 scraps to deal with. So we could do this a couple of different ways. We could deal with all the scrap separately, kind of how we did with here with the red and the green and the gear scrap. Ooh, that's going to be a problem. Once the reds get, well, I guess it's not really, because once the reds get moving, then this can output properly onto that belt again, and then they'll produce more gears again, and then the reds will start up again. It's okay. I could probably fiddle with it and make it work a little bit better, but I think it's fine. I think I'm going to squiggle this red circuit belt a little bit. So what we can do is we could... Nope, I missed that. We could either deal with all 3 types of scrap, or we could actually just deal with the 2 types of actual science. And I think that might be more efficient if I can plan it right. I'm going to underground this, just so I have more space. If we go in here and we output the scrap in here. Okay, let me design this where I can mess with it without getting things in the way. So if I split off to the left one of the sciences, and to the right the other science, and then I immediately go underground, and I bring this science back through like this, something like that. That might just work. The difference is I actually want the sciences to merge together further down. So I actually don't need as much space here. That was fine there, I guess. But if I put this down... No, I don't want it there. How do I want to do this? Maybe if I instead put the gray science like this, then I can run it out to my science bus. That might work better. Nope. Well, actually, it will. We'll just have to be a little bit more squiggly with this. Okay. Pick this up. We'll deal with the scrap that way. And this science gets its slot on the second row of the science minibus. Go underground here. Split off. Keep going. Gonna put that there, I don't need it. Shift C to get rid of all that science that I picked up. Okay, we now have blue and gray science away. Let's manage our scrap a little bit. It would be tempting to merge it with that belt, but that belt's not going to the scrap bus. That's going to the... Ooh, I better balance that belt. And we're out of underground again already. And we cannot make nearly as many. And how did I end up with an odd number? Oh, no, wait. How did I end up with an odd number? It must be one loner someplace. I hate having an odd number. Yeah, that's a little spaghetti. I suppose I could have undergrounded these and made it come out this way. And I still could. And maybe I like that better. Let's do that. You can come out of here. Just so that it's going in the direction it needs to go. I didn't swap the side, so that's good. And then I can unsquiggle this a little bit. Just so it's not nearly as spaghetti-y. I could have also turned this. That's actually a better option. Alright, do I still have that crazy thing? Yes, I do. Okay, I'm going to change this once again. Because I like messing with myself. I can turn this like so. I'll have to move that scrap belt, though. That's okay. That's what Factorio is for, is messing with stuff, right? Sure. No, let's do it this way. Work smarter, not harder. Oops. Oh, inventory's full. Where did that go? Did it stay on the belt? I think it stayed on the belt. Okay. Alright, we need to go get rid of some stuff we collected. Yeah, I used to use Orphan Finder. I haven't used it in a long time. Alright, let's just start some research that we need. Oh, first thing we need is always, well, might as well be advanced oil processing. We are not producing much plastic. Why are we not producing much plastic? Because something is backed up. Because we're not using much solid fuel. Because we need to crack some more. Because we don't have cracking yet. Alright, well, let's get that going. I'm going to go dump this scrap off in my scrap dump chest here. Need to get rid of that wood too. I have a wood chest over by power that I use when I want to get rid of excess wood. Alright, we now have advanced oil processing. I really don't need any walls in my inventory. You know what, I will deal with those later. I don't need to deal with that now. What do I have this here for? No good reason, I'm assuming? Alright, I'll clean my inventory out for before the next stream. I know I have a bunch of pipe undergroundies that are uneven, but didn't know that I had a belt underground. Or, yeah, belt underground. Unbalanced. So let's just set up all of this cracking. And I just cut my power. I do that all the time. And then this is light oil cracking. Okay. Why are you not working? Okay, that's green. Oh, I didn't hook the water up. Haha. I didn't hook the water up for the heavy oil cracking either. Alright, they are green. This is not. Excellent. Nope. Alright, and those are green. So that should help get rid of some of this volume of... It's already getting rid of some of the volume of light oil. Did I not? I did not hook this output up. For whatever crazed reason there. Which means I probably didn't hook this one up either. That is correct. Let's back that up a little bit. Okay. So now you are outputting. You are red again. Why are you red again? No light oil. Oh, I have this set for 22K, which is fine. I want to have a tank of light oil because I want to be able to produce solid fuel whenever I actually need it. What do we want to research? Let's do some of that, I guess. Lab speed is always good to do. Sure, we'll do inserters. We need to do these eventually so that we can get the other sciences. What are they still blocked by? Okay, you need the furnaces. And you need those and these. Alright, that's a good set to start with. Alrighty, thanks for coming by, Peps. Have a good time at work. Alright, I think everything is good now. No? Why is this not working? Oh, because same reason. Not enough petroleum gas just yet. So that'll be handled. Do I not have a petroleum gas? Oh, it's way down here. Okay. Tank. Okay. You're fine. You're fine. We just not... You know what else I need? What else I need is water. Alright. Let's do that. We'll get this set up, and then I think that'll be it for the stream for tonight. Which is a good place to stop, because we got 2 more sciences going, making more of a mess. Hopefully the scrap is keeping up. The scrap processing, that is, not the scrap itself. Let's move our stone water well down to here. There, and there. And I lost my pipe. Alright. So you guys can start going again. Alright, that should get everything moving. When I'll be producing all of the materials again, filling up this tank, letting it be cracked, and then I think that's a good place to stop. So next time we will work on turning that scrap, that generic scrap, this stuff here that looks like a low density structure, actually, kind of, or looks like the low density structure research. We'll start turning that in, instead of we're boxing it right now, we'll start turning it into solid fuel down here someplace. We'll belt it up to here and merge it in here with this one. And then prioritize what's made from here over what's made in oil. And that'll be good. That'll give us enough solid fuel. That'll give us enough solid fuel for science, hopefully coming from here. And then we'll be able to just only use the stuff from oil as the overflow. Thank you everyone for coming by today. Hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you again on Tuesday at the same time, 9:30 Eastern Daylight Time, which is GMT -4 or UTC -4, and we'll start working on the next piece here, and we'll see where we get to. We definitely have more mall to retrofit, so there's plenty more to do. So thanks for coming, and we'll talk to you later. Bye, everyone.